Hello everyone, I'm Troublesome Trucks and welcome back to Crash City Requested, and for episode 160 we have a mega free-for-all consisting of 12 engines, and this was a request by Train Story. So yeah, 12 engines total. It's going to be crazy, but let's meet the contestants. They are Paint Thomas, or Thomas Makes a Mess, Mavis, Boko, Mighty Mac, Luke, Duke, Peter Sam, Lorenzo, Lady, Duncan, Hank's Tender, and Murdoch's Tender. So it's going to be the best out of 7 rounds. Let's get right into the chaos. All right, and we're starting off round 1, and Duncan is going to go first. Then we got Lorenzo, Mighty Mac's coach, Peter Sam, and Hank's Tender. Duncan and Mighty Mac's coach had a collision, but they're both okay for that now. We only got like half the engines out at the moment, so we still got a lot more to go. Mighty Mac's coach and Lorenzo are having a collision. Now Paint Thomas is getting into it. Duke is pretty... Some of these engines are pretty noisy, so hopefully you still hear this. Lorenzo is in trouble. He's being pushed around. Paint Thomas and Duncan are down. Looks like Boko's the last one out of the tracks. We got, oh my goodness, Lorenzo tipped over. Duke is down. Peter Sam fell over. Mighty Mac's coach escaped in the background. Lady and Luke have fallen over. Boko's derailed. Hank's Tender is trying to push through. Mavis is stuck behind Hank's Tender, and it's only Murdoch's Tender that's left going around right now. We'll see if they can finish off Mavis. And it looks like they, well, sort of. Yeah, it looks like Murdoch's Tender can't quite finish off Mavis. He's pretty close, but not quite. Hank's Tender, Boko, and Mavis are derailed. Murdoch's Tender is the only one that's fully on the tracks, and they were the last one moving. So I think this first round is going to go to Murdoch's Tender. Well done, Murdoch. You get the first point. That's 1 out of the 12 engines with a point on the board. Let's see how the next 6 rounds go. Alright, and the mayhem will resume as we head into round 2. Murdoch's Tender goes first because they got the last point. We got Lady, Boko. Here comes Peter Sam. Boko collides into Murdoch's Tender. Murdoch's Tender is out. He won't begin a second point this time around. Oh, he's the only one down so far. Now Boko's collided with Lady. Boko's on a takedown spree. Hank's Tender, Peter Sam, and Lorenzo got into it. Peter Sam and Lorenzo are down. Boko's now derailed. Hank's Tender's causing a blockage. Duke is trying to get through. All the engines are getting backed up, and Duncan will be the last one out of the gate. Paint Thomas makes some progress. He's actually made it through. Duncan's right on his back wheels. They're going to collide into Hank's Tender, and they finally clear the path of Boko. Everyone else besides Hank's Tender, Paint Splatter, Thomas, and Duncan are down. And now there went Hank's Tender, and we got Thomas Makes a Mess and Duncan left going around. Those were the last 2 engines out of the gate, so kind of worked in their favor. When there's so many engines, they just crash each other, and Duke just escaped, but they actually did pretty good because they got to avoid a lot of the crashes. But it looks like they're pretty safe right now. There's not really anything blocking the tracks, and they're just going around. Unless Duncan falls off on the switch here from pushing Thomas, I don't think this is going to see an end very soon, so I think we're just going to have to go into a tiebreaker for round 2. Alright, so since neither of these 2 engines wanted to fall off the tracks in the last round, we're going to have to set them into a tiebreaker against each other. We've got Duncan on the left and Thomas Makes a Mess on the right. So 3, 2, 1, try and push each other off. And it looks like Duncan's pushing Thomas backwards, and and they both fell over. But I think, well, Duncan was definitely pushing Paint Thomas and derailed him and stuff, so they fell over, but I think Duncan would have won it. So we're going to give this point to Duncan. They're kind of hidden by the tracks, but Duncan will get a point on the board. Well done, Duncan. You're now tied with Murdoch's Tender for first place, but still a lot of rounds to go, but at least you got on the board at least, so let's go into round 3. Alright, this is the start of round 3. Duncan will go first, and I think he also went first in the first round, but he won the last round, so he gets to go first again. We're getting all the narrow gauge engines out first. We actually have almost half of the engines competing today are narrow gauge, interestingly enough. And it looks like Peter Sam gets taken down while trying to eliminate Luke. And we got the standard gauge engines going around as well. Have to get Murdoch's Tender. Now Duncan's going around. Lorenzo is falling over as well. There goes Mighty Mac's coach, and Thomas Makes a Mess. Lady, Mavis, Mavis. And finally, Hank's Tender, Lady and Luke take each other down. Oh, we got a huge mess on the cross tracks. Hank's Tender and Duke are the only one going. Oh my goodness, Mavis is driving across the top of Boko. Oh, Hank's Tender almost made it through, but gets derailed by Duke. And now Duke is making his way around. I don't think Hank's Tender will get back on. Oh, and Duke barely even makes it there because he gets offset by Luke. Wow, that is a mess of engines all around. They're just piled everywhere. I missed a couple of the crashes, but yeah, it looks like Hank's Tender and Duke were the last ones going, but more specifically Duke. So Duke will get his first point on the board. Again, very loud engines, but can't believe how Mavis is just going across the top of Boko. But yeah, Duke is on the board, tied with Duncan and Murdoch. Still only have 1 point. I wonder if any of these will get more than 1 point, if we have to have some tiebreakers, or one's just going to dominate. But yeah, Duke usually does pretty good in these competitions, and he's shown that once again. So let's get them back at the starting gate for round 4. Alright, it's now time to begin round 4, and we have Grandpuff himself going first, Duke, Mavis from the Farquhar Card Company, Hank the American Engine, Luke from Blue Mountain Quarry, Pink Thomas. Okay, and Luke just got taken out. Mavis is in peril as well, being pushed around by Hank's Tender. Now Thomas tries to take down Boko. Lorenzo's down. Mighty Max Coach is about to fall over. Okay, now Duncan and Duke got into it, and we're trying to get Lady on the tracks. Duke looks like he's about to fall over. And finally, we need to get Peter Sam in there. We have 4 left. That's actually quite surprising. Usually we don't have any going at the end of this, but we got Lady, Murdoch's Tender, Hank's Tender, and Peter Sam. 2 of the tenders going around. Hank's Tender is pushing Peter Sam around. Lady and Murdoch's Tender look like they could be heading for a crash pretty soon. Or maybe Murdoch's Tender and Hank's Tender or something. They're getting pretty close on the cross track. And it looks like, okay, oh, they're a little stuck. Murdoch's Tender has caught the back of Hank's Tender. Lady's coming around the back, and okay, Murdoch's Tender is tipped over. Hank's Tender got freed up. Peter Sam still going around. Lady is derailed. Hank's Tender has already caught up to the back of Peter Sam. Hank's Tender is just speeding around, pushing Peter Sam, and it looks like he's going to try and use him as a battering ram to clear the tracks. Lady's trying to switch tracks, doesn't work out. Murdoch's Tender's down on the ground, and now we just have Peter Sam and Hank's Tender. And I don't think they're going to fall over. They seem pretty stable on the tracks and no obstructions. So it looks like we're going to have another tiebreaker for Peter Sam and Hank. Alright, and our second tiebreaker of the day is ready. Hank's Tender on the left versus Peter Sam on the right, neither of whom have points on the board yet. So let's see who will be the first, and they're going at it, and it looks like Peter Sam. Hank's Tender is definitely faster, but Peter Sam looks like he's the strongest and pushes Hank's Tender off and falls off himself. But he won the strongest engine competition, so he will get the point. So Peter Sam on the board, 4-way tie for first place currently. That would mean we have 8 engines, I guess, who don't have any points on the board, but we'll see how many actually end up with points. So yeah, Peter Sam won that tiebreaker. Probably won't be our last today, but I guess we'll find out. Round 5 is inbound. Alright, we're over halfway through this competition, but the winner of this still remains unclear. So we got Peter Sam going first. Murdoch's Tender, Lady, and Mavis, the 2 female engines. And Boko and Duke. Mavis and Peter Sam got taken out. Oh, Boko eliminates Lady and also has his front wheels off. Murdoch's Tender is trying to get past the blockage of Mavis and Lady, but it's kind of struggling. Boko's fallen off. Duke is derailed. Oh, Hank's Tender and Duncan are down. And Mighty Max Coach is the last one out. We still got Paint Splatter Thomas and Lorenzo. Mighty Max Coach gets caught in it, and Luke is going to come up the back. Oh my goodness, and we have a big mess going on. We'll zoom in for that. It looks like something's going to happen, but Boko's kind of jammed everyone up. Duke is derailed. Thomas makes a mess, is pretty much tipped over. Then Lorenzo and Luke at the back. Murdoch's Tender on the other side. It's just not a good situation all around. So just got a bunch of block tracks and no one can get through. However, I think Luke was the last one going. He was kind of at the back of all that mayhem, and I think that worked in his favor again. So yeah, still got a couple engines on the tracks, but no one moving. So we're just going to give Luke the point for this time. So Luke on the board, now 5 engines. Well, four engines and a tender with points on the board, and still have 2 rounds left, and yeah, pretty much anyone can still win this, but the question still remains, who will it be? Alright, continuing to round 6, so Luke is first one out of the gates. Lorenzo after him. There goes Duncan, Lady, and then we got the powered units coming out. Oh, Lady is derailed. Murdoch Sender's colliding with Duncan. Oh, it looks like they're both off. Mighty Max coach falls over. Duncan's looks like he's trying to get a getaway. Lorenzo's propelling Luke around the tracks. Oh, Boko eliminates Lorenzo. Still got a couple more engines that needs to go. Oh, Peter Sam and Paint Splatter Thomas are in a trouble. Mavis is the last one out of the gate, and we have, it looks like a huge crash. Hank's Tender escapes. Boko, Mavis, Peter Sam, and Thomas makes a mess. They're just scattered all over the place. Engines have fallen down. It looks like Duncan is attacking Terrence in the background. And again, just a huge mayhem at the cross tracks. But I mean, what else do you expect when you have 12 engines out here? It looks like Hank's Tender was the last one moving, so it looks like he will receive the point for this round, and that is his first point on the board as well. So again, a 6-way draw. Half the engines have points, half the engines do not. We'll have to see if round 7 will be the last round, or if we'll have to go into some mega tiebreaker for this weird, ridiculous Crash City. Alright, quick breakdown before we start round 7, possibly finale round. We have Peter, Sam, Duncan, Hank, Murdoch, and Luke, and Duke with points on the board. Paint Thomas, Mavis, Boko, Mighty Mac, Lorenzo, and Lady do not have points on the board, so we have a probability that we might have to go into a big tiebreaker, but we will see. Hank's Tender went out first. Paint Thomas, or Paint Splatter Thomas, or Thomas Makes a Mess. His name kind of changes every sentence, but he's been taken out by Boko, and they're kind of just leaning against the tracks. That's kind of interesting. Got some of the narrow gauge engines out. Peter Sam and Hank's Tender are down. Paint Thomas has escaped to the background. We have all the L engines, Luke, Lady, and finally Lorenzo. Mighty Max coach is down. I'm not sure if I said him. Duncan is in peril, and okay, and he looks like he's trying to get back on. He's off. Lorenzo crashes into Murdoch's Tender, and he's derailed. And oh, Luke is stuck as well. Oh, Lady is trying to get past. Lorenzo's still alive. He's crashing into the side of Duke. And oh my goodness, Lady's kind of crashing into Luke, and they're the big mess. And it looks like Mavis. Oh, Luke's back on the tracks. He's recovered. He was off, but the engines kind of hit him back on. Now he's going to go for an attack on Mavis, and he is stalled. So, looking at the final aftermath, it looks like Duke is derailed, Lorenzo is stuck, Mavis is on the tracks, but behind Duke, Luke is still on the line. Oh, looks like, he's managed to get through and derailed Mavis, and he's still going and crashes into the side of Mavis, and everyone's stuck again. Lady also fell over, but I think Luke is definitely the last one going. Duke, Mavis, and Lorenzo, I don't think they're going to be able to be saved, and I don't think Luke is going to push through anymore, and that means we have a winner. So let's get them in the middle for a final recap and photo shoot. Alright, and the winner of Crash City Requested episode 160 will be Luke, the narrow gauge Irish engine. And he won with a total of just 2 points. There's the final scoreboard. Not much compared to some, but it was enough to win this competition. Pretty close competition. Either only 0 to 2 points for each engine. So yeah, there is 12. So there's a lot more competition than some, but Luke still managed to get out on top. Also, honorable mentions, we got Hank's Tender, Murdoch's Tender, Duncan, Peter, Sam, and Duke, all with 1 point each respectively. So well done to them. A lot of narrow gauge engines did pretty well, I think. So then Boko, Mighty Max coach, Thomas makes a mess. Lorenzo, Lady, and Mavis unfortunately didn't get any points, so they'll have to try again next time. But yeah, well done, Luke. You will be the winner today. So yeah, it was a pretty crazy episode. Lots of crashes. 12 engines. Don't do it too often, but I think that's about the limit for this. But few occasions, sometimes I redo more. But yeah, but quite chaotic, but still pretty fun. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I think we might do a custom class or a second chance on Tuesday, because we haven't done those in a little bit. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, and probably another Crash City episode on Thursday. So yeah, we'll be some pretty good stuff. Also might do an update video at the end of the week, because there's some stuff I want to talk about. But yeah, anyways, again, thank you all for watching. This is Troublesome Truck signing out. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.